Hey everybody. So today I think I'm gonna go back over here and work on some of these windows that I've been putting off doing. Let's run around in this area real quick before I start doing that. I just want to make sure scale issues or scale's not an issue. And I forgot to open my Twitch page. Hold on a second. Okay, we're good. Come up here. Oop, there is a hole right there. I'll have to fix. And that apparently is not connected. So I've been playing around a little bit with that. I don't know if I want this little... Maybe I'll play with that a little bit today too, because I've been debating putting, or like getting rid of this part, but that's there because of the tower. But that is... Oh, I forgot the referees were over here. Scale, it's pretty good. Ceilings are a little high. Just playing around with the scale of this building a little bit the other day. So, just want to double check anything's super weird. Yeah, this feels better. Let's check over here. Ooh, that doorway got messed up. I need to fix that. Okay, that is perfect. This building? That got messed up too. Yeah, so that would be the other spot. Kind of. Almost want to move that down here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna move this door over here. And then I gotta fix that. I'm guessing at some point I widened this structure and I did not come inside to make sure I didn't grab a doorway. And that's why upstairs and downstairs have that same issue. I don't know if these would just be better as one giant room, to be honest. I think that's what I'll try to do, is just make it one large room. Cool. So some here that I'm really worried about. Hey Nordan, how's it going? pop back over and start to fix some of those issues. And then we'll get to putting windows in these buildings. There was an issue over here. And this is just from when I was fixing this on stream. I didn't notice that. Slammed at work. I'm doing pretty good. But no, I totally feel you, the slammed at work part. Trying to get everything ready for the new semester. Oh, excuse me. Hey John, how's it going? Select material. Where's that? And we will. Apparently these aren't converted to auto anymore. Reset. And we'll group those. There we go. I'm doing pretty good. Just been trying to get some stuff done and spent a lot of time playing around over in the Hanging Gardens area, trying to figure out what I want to do with that. I need to turn this off. Hold on a second. I turned on the monitoring so I could hear what's going on, but it's on like a microsecond delay, and it's my brain does not does not function when I'm hearing myself on a slight delay. So, all right, let's get rid of these. I think I'm just gonna do these as one big room. But yeah, no, I'm doing pretty good. Spent a bunch of time yesterday. Again, playing around in the Hanging Gardens over there. And I did a little bit of work in this area as well, just trying to get the buildings. Like, this building was too narrow. This one felt too narrow, so I kind of extended it out, and I'm just playing around with that, because I would like to get the market area, like the windows and stuff done. Obviously, the final, like, art pass and stuff won't happen right now, but at least have the layout kind of done. And then was doing a bunch of architectural kind of research on some elements I want to bring in again to the necropolis, and then maybe into some of this area too. So I've been talking about, you know, kind of again leaning into the Petra style. So kind of having some of those along here. And then this is going to be much wider, so there'll be more space. But I'm thinking about having some of those types of tomb faces on the walls here. And I may even bring it kind of along, so like there'd be some here as well. And then more modern buildings kind of lining the outside. So, trying to figure out how I want to do that exactly. But, okay, that is better. Let's move this down. So I'll just collapse this into here. Again, really wish I could just delete that edge loop. Make my life so much easier. Oop. Okay, so now let's... Hey, I guessed right. And then we'll just move this over. Oops. Grab these inside too. Still check I'm not messing anything up on the other side. We should be good. Cool. Alright, so I'm going to do kind of one of these more rectangular on its side, kind of horizontally laid windows, I think. Above the doorway. We'll do this one below it. So I want it right there. Here as well. No, I do want this rectangle. I was debating there for a second, making them kind of one of the pointed ones, but I think I'm just going to keep these ones rectangular. So that's 3, that's 3, 1, 2, 3. 4.5. So 3.5. 3.25. Leave it a little bit wider space in the middle. Actually, let's see that. Throwing gnomes out? No, you punt gnomes. You throw dwarves or toss dwarves. But yes, they're for getting rid of gnomes. Okay, so this kind of want a window out of here. Which side is not centered? Yeah, it is centered. I haven't tested the gnomes' shrink size since we shrunk them, so I'm wondering if they still have goofy things happening when they do that, or when they're shrunk. I'm sure they do. Okay. I think that'll work. Ah. That one. Didn't need to. Is that holding anything? Okay. More than likely used for something else at one point. Why is it defaulting back to pivot center? Thank you. I was grabbing stuff I had hidden on the other side because it was accidentally a little weird. So let's get this way. Oops. Right. Outside. Looks pretty good. Okay, so I don't want any windows through inside this arch. Put one. Here. Right, see what's time over here. Okay. Centered? Excuse me. Oops. Okay, good. That cleaned up. That did not work. But that cleaned up the weird normal thing that was going on. Otherwise, I would have had to put in another edge loop. Honestly, I kind of want to... go more like that. Here, don't want anything on the front. So maybe 1 or 2 windows on this side, and then one higher up over here, I think. I messed around with the audio settings a little bit too, so if the music's too loud or too soft in the background for you guys, just let me know, and I can make some more adjustments. Oops. Needed. How about a sign inside near one of the upper level windows that says no exit only? We definitely do have to figure out some signage. Can't guarantee that one will make it in, but there might be somewhere something like that attempted. See if I can slip it in. Have this extra edge loop. Oh, it's from that balcony. Oh, I wish I could just erase edge loops. Yep, they haven't given me that ability yet. I think what's going to be fun, though, is doing some of those little, like, flavor elements. Like signage or, like, graffiti and stuff like that. I think those will be fun to do. Yeah, the Easter eggs are definitely going to be fun to throw in. Have a bit before we're at that phase, but they will be fun. Shit. Oops. Come on. Keep selecting more than I want. Okay. There we go. That's better. One, two, three, four, 5. 2, 3, 4. Right, so that's 5. It's 5.5. So that's our midpoint. And then this needs to be here. This is going to be a funky one to do. Let's that up. So much geo on this piece. Oh my gosh. Can't. Come on. Stop. There we go. Seeing the creation process makes me appreciate the architecture more. Usually us players are just running through buildings without much thought about the work that gets put into it. Yeah, it definitely makes you step back and look at stuff differently once you start seeing how it's made. I know when I first started learning how this stuff was made, and obviously started doing it myself, you kind of lose that ability to look at some stuff the same way you used to. Because then you're like, ooh, that's something new. How is that done? As opposed to just taking it for granted. Like, oh, it's something that's there. That's kind of cool. I think I'm going to do a wider... man, the geo... I think I started... It looks like I started collapsing the geo here, and I just didn't finish it. Oh, I see what I was doing. Okay. Let's switch this. And again, you know, using Pro Builder is a little slower of a process to some... well, some things it makes faster, some things it makes much more annoying. Like sitting here collapsing this edge compared to just grabbing the edge loop and deleting it is way, way slower. That's it. Yeah, I probably should save. Had been a little bit. Good call. You have that right there. This area's geometry is a little funky just because I kept making adjustments, and I was probably leaving some of these edges because I wasn't sure if I wanted to keep it that way or not. Now move this. No. Let's do it this way, so I have to move these over here. Oops. This whole edge loop can get collapsed down finally. Oops, missed oops. Alright. Come on. Not sure why YouTube decided to stop playing. Didn't even have the "Are you still there?" Okay. It's a little better. What's that from? Oh, that was from when I did that. All these extra layers. Create all these extra edge loops that aren't needed. Oof. Okay. Better. What did I do? I merged something and didn't notice it. I have to just delete these. And then we'll just, since those are merged, this should merge back together nice and neatly. And that just needs to get tucked up there. There we go. Okay. So, like, part of me wants to put windows on this side of it, too. But being such a thin building, it's, like, going to be all windows. Am I freestyling? Am I drawing from a plan? I'm kind of freestyling. Um, kind of just creating that plan in my head as I go. Um, we kind of have a idea of some of the shape language and stuff that we want to use. So some of that's already thought out, but for the most part, this is just kind of freestyling. The buildings themselves have been already kind of laid out in this area, but today I'm just kind of working on adding in windows and stuff. But yeah, it depends. If we have something like really concepted out, like a point of interest, I mean, know that that's exactly what we want, I'll just go straight off of off of those designs. It's not on the grid. No, it is. And welcome to the chat, Elrum. Elrum. I apologize if I butchered your name. But it's kind of like a rite of passage on my stream to have me butcher your name, so welcome. Elorme. There we go. Putting it in phonetics always helps. I will attempt to remember that. I like this. I don't know if I want that one there, but like I said, I kind of want one on this side. So maybe moving... I'm just putting one right here. Decisions. Oops. That also bumped it off of a couple other. There we go. Oh no, hold on. Are we still on the grid? A weird optical illusion, but yeah, we're back on the grid. Yeah, I always mess up John's name all the time. Why is this acting so weird? Put your stuff together, YouTube. Came across your YouTube channel yesterday. I like using Unity. Still have a long way to go. Oh, nice. Are you familiar with our project? And kind of know what we're working on, or is that how you came across it, or you just stumbled across it on Twitch? Uh-oh, why did it freeze up there? Oh, I had the terrain selected. Let's lock that so I don't do that again. There we go. It was one of my D&D character names. Nice. Yes. Are you saying yes to you know the project? I'll stumble across you on Twitch. Oh, awesome. Oh, nice. So, here, I'll throw you a link if you're interested in learning more about the game we're working on. We're doing an indie MMO that's very much based in the kind of classic first generation MMOs from like the late 90s, early 2000s. But that's cool. What are you trying to what aspect of Unity are you attempting to learn? Are you doing more like the systems and the coding, the art side of things, tech art side of things, a little bit of all the above? EQ style, yeah, very much. Sean, who's our project lead, was actually a former EverQuest lead developer. All of Unity? Nice. Yeah, if you ever have any questions, feel free to pop in. More than willing to answer any questions. With the footnote, I'm more of an Unreal guy. I've used Unity in the past, but before I hopped on this project about a year ago, it had been probably 5 or 6 years since I touched Unity, so the first couple months of me getting on the program was me shaking off years and years of Rust, and like learning Pro Builder, because I hadn't. Pro Builder wasn't if it was around, it was around as like a third party thing. It was not included back then, so I had to familiarize myself with some of the newer tools. Oh, so you have some, you've been doing a C# coding for a while. Nice. So yeah, definitely a good development environment for you to learn in. It was still amateur. Amateur builder. Started using Pro Builder last night. Before that, I used Blender. That's actually what the team was using before I hopped on. I'm more of a Maya modeler. I've been using Maya for 16, 17 years, something like that now. So I hopped in, and then one of our other team members had used Pro Builder in the past, and I decided, hey, I'll play around with it. I'd used the BSP system a ton in, or I guess it ended up it was BSP, and then they just called it the brush system in Unreal. So I was like, oh, I guess it's kind of their version of that. So, but yeah, there's definitely constraints with it. Like, you can do a lot more with Maya and with Blender and 3D Max and stuff, but it really helps hit that kind of chunky EQ aesthetic that we're going for with some of the constraints. Like, you can't, like, for instance, if I wanted to like bevel this edge, which that's not gonna work for me. If I wanted to bevel this edge, like, the control that you have on it is very limiting. Like, you can only be like, okay, I want this to bevel at, you know, so that face ends up being half a meter. I can't say I want there to be like 4 faces giving me a nice rounded bevel. That kind of helps constrain me from like getting too modern of an aesthetic. Unity Tech is raiding with a party of 185. Oh, wow. Hi, everybody. I'm gonna guess there's probably some people in here who don't know what we're working on. So I'm gonna share a link again real quick for you guys. We are working on a indie MMO. That's kind of grounded in the first generation of like classic MMORPGs, so like EverQuest, Ultima Online, Asheron's Call, Dark Age of Camelot, like that era. So I'm the level design and environment artist. So we've been building out our city here. And we're currently in the proof of concept phase, so we're working on about a dozen different zones. This is kind of a facade of one of our other zones. Thank you guys for all the follows. I'll get caught up on all those in a second, but nice. So you're using procedural worlds. So we're using a lot of custom stuff. But none of it's procedural. All of it's handcrafted. We're not doing any dungeon generations or anything like that. But yeah, we've been working on this the team's been working on it for about 2 years. I have been on this project almost a year now. I think I first started doing work in September of last year, and then officially joined the team towards the mid-October. But yeah, here, while I'm doing that, I guess I could hop over and show you guys a lot of the stuff that we've got. Some of the systems and stuff. Yep, all of it's made in Unity. There is some, stuff made in Blender, some stuff made in Maya. But a lot of our assets, like the structural assets, are being made with ProBuilder. Kind of helps us keep in that that kind of chunky old school EverQuest aesthetic. We're trying to keep it in that old MMO feel, and have it a little bit more updated. Take advantage of some of the new lighting systems and things like that. So yeah, we've got, the city that we've been growing out here. We've got a couple of our different character models still have some issues with them. We still have a couple of these old capsules that we used to have for prototyping. This is our newbie yard that we just revamped probably a couple weeks ago, probably 2 or 3 weeks ago now. So yeah, pretty pretty cool project. Again, trying to really hit on that kind of old school feel, which is a little bit more of an update. So we've been playing around with the trees and how we want to do those types of things. We've got dungeons and stuff. We do have zone-based, like hard zone lines. We like that old school feel of like training to zones and stuff like that. So I can run on in here, zone into our newbie dungeon. A lot of the textures and stuff are still very placeholder. You'll notice the same textures over and over and over again, because we've been really just focusing on getting the geometry done. Let me put a torch in my hand. Oh, the torch bug's been fixed. Awesome. Let me turn off aggro so I don't have like a million skeletons running around after me. And do I have my speed gem in? Yes, let's not speed hack. Oh, we're working real slow. What's going on? Maybe we will speed hack. We've been playing around with some of the systems, so there's been some stuff breaking and getting fixed. But yeah, so, just kind of just our little newbie dungeon. This is like a lower level experience. We did recently expand this out to have some more rooms. And we also expanded it further into some like cavern areas, like underwater caverns, that'll link up to some sewers from that city that we were in, that will eventually have some more mid-level ranges. We want to have a little bit of intermixing of high-level, low-level players, so that, you know, the lowies can kind of see people with higher level armor and, you know, kind of get that like ooh ah type of experience by seeing some of the higher level players run around with their cool flashy stuff. So I'm gonna get a tour real quick. Some of these areas, I won't go through the entire thing. Like I said, we just expanded, and we're probably going to expand it a little bit more, but some of the more complete areas that are populated. So yeah, and then down here would be kind of like the boss room. These will eventually be like specters, but we don't have a like a ghostly shader built up yet. But yeah, so that first link I sent out was for our webpage. We do have a Discord with a pretty decent sized community in it now. There's probably 1,200 of us, or I think we're closing in on 1,300 people in there now. And we talk, you know, all of our developers are in there. There's about 12 of us right now. So if you ever have any questions about what we're doing, or have more technical questions about some of the systems and stuff we're using, feel free to hop in there. Tag Ali, he's our head programmer. He's more than willing to answer any questions. But yeah, so we've been, you know, just kind of working up on that. I've been spending the last couple months building out this city. We actually have an older version of it. That was here when I first started, that I have been kind of rebuilding with the new designs. So this was the original version of the city. Let me fly over it. I don't know if I will trigger me zoning into it if I walk over to it normally. I think I'll hit the hard zone line. But yeah, so this was the older version of the city. So you can see the newer one, kind of keeping the same idea of having the tiered kind of ziggurat, just making it a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more urban sprawl and stuff like that going on. But yeah, again, feel free to hop into the Discord, ask us any questions. We also just, you know, we have a lot of just discussions about game design in general, whether it's video games or, excuse me, or like tabletop gaming, things like that. And we also have other members that stream all their individual aspects of the game. Let's go back to Night Harbor. So you can see the city, you know, it's gotten a little bit higher. We're getting a little bit more of a skyline going and building up. The footprint of it is much larger, so it is taking a while to kind of build everything out. So, hop back in and kind of keep working out. So what I've been doing today on stream is working on my little area over here. This is the market area. So I'd roughed this out a couple weeks back, but I hadn't put in windows on all the structures. It just kind of blocked out where individual rooms and stuff were going to be to see if the scale was right, if we like the flow. And now I'm kind of just building up, you know, where do I want windows, players to see. A lot of these houses, I believe, are going to end up being some player housing eventually as well. So some of this stuff may end up getting changed. It's still kind of free form and kind of rough at the moment, but yeah. The desert kind of gives me Old Republic vibes. Nice. I'm a huge Star Wars fan. Actually, of course, it's like the one day I'm not wearing a Star Wars shirt. But Huge Star Wars fan. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about the game itself or what I'm doing, feel free to ask. Here, I'll put up the other links we got here. If you're interested in staying up to date with what's going on, that's our mailing list. It also will be tied to like testing and stuff when we get into testing. We're hoping to have a community test at some point before the end of the year. That's kind of our internal goal. These are the other members of the team that stream. And then we also have a YouTube channel, and we put all of our VODs up there after we're done streaming. So if you want to get caught up on some of the other team members, past VODs and mine, that's another spot you can do it. So thanks again for everybody who followed. That was a lot of follows. Let me go back and Gil PS, developers, Ren and Ito or Tito, Renatito. Sorry, I'm dyslexic, so me reading off your guys' names is going to be funny. Or at least I'm going to tell myself it's funny. Benson, Uncle Mods, Muzzy, Glenaru, Mustafa, Rajjian, Thesia, and Bullwinky. Thank you all for the follows. I appreciate it. Okay, so got this. Need to center some of these. I've made adjustments to since I did my initial rough out pass on these. So some of these doors and stuff are like oddly off center because I expanded something and didn't move a doorway or other fun stuff like that. So I've been noticing some weird things as I move around. Have a good one. Well, thanks for popping in, Freeman. Nice meeting you. Anybody up to anything fun today besides watching? Was it Unity Tech that did the raid? Yep. What were you guys watching on the previous stream? Anything fun? All right, so Roller Dome Creator Spotlight. Nice. Sounds interesting. Let's redirect that way. And I can probably just merge this over here. Oh yeah, so we're using Pro Builder. I initially, when I got on the team, was using Maya. And I started updating some of the models from the market from that original city. So these are some old Maya models. And then I hadn't used Unity in a couple years, like 5 or 6 years before I had hopped on this, so I wasn't aware of Pro Builder. And then we had another artist join the team who had used Pro Builder and was showing me it a little bit. And it kind of really easily hits that kind of chunky, really blocky, old school, classic EverQuest feel that we're going for with the actual like geometry. Maybe not so much with like their texture style. But yeah, so I started kind of playing around with that. Since I had already kind of used, you know, similar modeling applications on other engines. And we decided what we're going to do is build everything out with, or not everything. So there are some things that are Maya based, like these minarets or however you pronounce that. The dragon head entrance over here. Some of the shapes that Pro Builder maybe isn't as good at hitting, I've been doing in Maya. Also, like these buildings that were. Show you guys some of the concept art. Since a lot of you guys are new and probably have never seen this stuff. So like the top tier, we were looking at something like this. So some of these shapes and stuff are just not easy to hit with Pro Builder, so I did that in Maya. But what the idea is, we'll build it out in Pro Builder, what we can, and then I'll export it out, clean up the geo in Maya if it needs any cleaning up, or if we want to add like trim sheets and stuff. I'm just way faster at a lot of the like pixel perfect UV stuff in Maya. So we'll bring it out, bring it back in as FBX files, and it will eventually all be FBX, but it will, you know, 90% of it, my guess, will be built with Pro Builder initially. And then any like fine-tuning cleanup work will be done in Maya. Or Blender if one of the other team members ends up doing some of it. I think I'm the only Maya user on the team. I think everybody is Blender at this point. I think our character artist actually started out as a Maya artist, but the company works at for his day job converted him to a Blender user. It's fun to use, but bad for performance. Oh, yeah, exactly. That was part of the reason why we wanted to, we're gonna export it all out, bring it back in as FBX files, so we don't get those performance hits from it. And again, it's easier for me to clean up stuff in Maya. I'm just way faster. I mean, you get nice flat UVs pretty quickly, but some of like the really refined stitching and stuff like that, I'm not that great with. I'm not gonna lie when it comes to using Pro Builder's UVs. Sounds like our workflow's pretty. Yeah, if I could use my words today, sounds like our workflow's pretty flexible. A true indie. Yep, exactly. We wanted it to be as flexible as possible. Probably should have. Done that differently, but this will work. So you guys working on any projects, or just enjoy watching dev streams, or are you guys hobbyists, developers? Got so many new people to learn about. 2 meters and 2 meters. Let's see how that looks from the front. Doesn't look too bad. I think I want to move this door over, though. Make it look less like a face. So I shifted something oddly there. And looks like I might have nudged that at some point too. There we go. Oh. Needs to get moved back over here. And then add another window over here. Fix these UVs. That was not what I wanted. Oh, that's... I had the whole thing selected. Like, why is that crumpling? What's going on with this face? Here we go. Something is... Oh. Well, that's not beneficial. Let me fix that. I overcorrected on that last movement. Face. And some of these windows may eventually end up having like window treatments and stuff like that. We haven't actually gotten around to modeling any window frames or anything like that, or door frames. So those will probably... Whoop. Just pay attention to what I'm actually selecting. There, that's better. So we have some ideas for door frames and stuff like that. We just haven't modeled those out. Those will probably eventually just be modeled in Maya. A lot of the smaller prop type stuff, I have a feeling, will be Maya based. I know all of our weapons and stuff will be Maya or Blender. So this one's got one window over there. Is there enough space to put a window up there? No. But I will put one right here. Question is, do I want it to be square or rectangular? I do want it to be moved over a little bit more, though. I think I'm going to do more of the pointy ones. See how that looks. Oops. I thinned that wall out apparently. Let's bring it back. Should actually be there. Yeah, I like that. Alright, so I will need to move these over. I don't want to run an edge loop through everything, so I'm just going to try to do it this way. Those. That. Oh, come on. Just those two. The one feature I would love Pro Builder to have is the ability to delete edge loops, so I don't have to do all this stuff or end up just collapsing a ton of vertexes down. Get the rest later. Okay, so let's just make sure these are sewn together. Cool, I like that. This one, it's just gonna get one over here. think I can really do much more with this because this is like a one-room apartment. I kind of feel like I should probably give it just a pinch more space. Yeah, like that. And we'll close this window back off. Oop, did I? Huh. Apparently I was not paying attention when I made that earlier. Pretty good. This needs something on the first floor though. I want. I could potentially do. One over there, but even if I move this over, I don't know if I really like. The door looking straight at a window. Maybe that's just me, but do a window here. Actually, let's do two. So how many meters am I working with here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that is dead center. So that's 2.5. So yep, that's what I want. Actually, I want this one to be wider. I don't know what I'm doing. Needs to be horizontal. Too full. Okay, we're good. Give myself a bridge loop. Oops. Really good at highlighting more than I want to before I merge. I just want to raise these higher up. Apologize, you guys are just really watching me do a lot of collapsing inverts on top of themselves. So I know it's super, super exciting to watch. YouTube, why are you being weird with the playlist again? Actually, I'm just gonna find a different. Let's go to Plains Power music. Since that one's being weird with me today. It's like the 4th time I've had to reset it. Ooh, ah. Alright, so let's try moving these up. Edge blow bugs me. Come on. Sorry, hold on. That monitor has got a dead pixel right where the name is. Oh boy. Sarah Back Hop Hep 122. I apologize for butchering your name, but I appreciate the follow. We were mentioning earlier on the stream that it's kind of a ritual, me butchering everybody's name when they first subscribe or they first follow. So, welcome to the club. All right, I am just going to clean this up the easier way as opposed to trying to fight it. I'm gonna run around for a little bit real quick. I think I'm gonna be getting to the other part. Just gonna be trying to figure out this. So I did this a while ago now, where I made these towers. This tower you need to eventually be able to get up here. But I kind of also want to not have this indent in this. I want this to be just a larger room. So that would take up this portion. So I need to figure out a way of doing that without using this space. Maybe ramp starts here, goes around, and then ends in a ladder going up or something like that. I'll have to figure that out. Excuse me, I need a quick drink of water there. My throat was getting dry. Okay. Oops, I have way too many speed gems on. I'm gonna move that over. It's really close to the door. Maybe a meters over. That looks good. Might close that one off? I don't know. This is a really small room. This game looks ugly. Well, we're going for that old school chunky aesthetic, so it's actually kind of what we're going for. But eventually we won't have pro builder grids all over everything. Just messing with you. But it is the truth. We're going for that kind of old school, chunky, not like high fidelity, super polished look. So it's technically a compliment. But how are you doing, Synth? So I have to mess around with the trees, because right now I think I have the tops, or the fronds have collision. They're not supposed to. Yes, it's definitely gray boxing for now. Eventually there'll be a lot more colors of plaster, stuff like that. Granted, this area it is a little bit of a nicer area, but there might be some, like, you know, little chips and stuff like that, like decals on stuff. I'm guessing a lot more little awnings and stuff overhanging. I don't know about I don't know if we're gonna use like that shape that Goblin kind of came up with on every door. I think it just gets too repetitive. Like, I did this as a test, and I think just having it constantly makes it feel too uniform. And I don't know. I feel like having some just normal awnings and stuff hanging down will be helpful. Old school, chunky, you described my personal look too. Yeah, I'm getting grayer and rounder as the year go by, so I can relate. Although I need to fix these. Like, this is too... I did not do these with these steps with a character here, so I'm gonna have to eventually resize these, because these don't look like something you could realistically sit on. They're like... It'd be like if your seat was at your... You know, the seat you were sitting on started at your belly button. Actually, it is a piece of the tent fabric. Well, the piece of it is not, but the texture I threw on there was from the tent fabric that I messed around with a while ago. So this texture I just threw on there because it's using the texture, but it's it's using the fabric texture we want to use. It's just not necessarily the colors we want to use. But yeah, it's totally this material that I did based off of Goblin's tent. Tent concepts from a while ago. Let's see. I thought it was a piece of... Yeah, I just literally read that. Like having something like that over the doors doesn't make much sense. I think it... Hold on, let's go to the concept that came from. It's from this one, but it was originally from... If I can find it, there's so many in this folder. Are there any on this one? No, there's none on that. But it's this shape that's kind of above the little market stalls and windows and stuff like that. So that's kind of where it's coming from. But I think it's going to get overused if we do it on every doorway. I think it needs... Let me open up my pure ref document. This is going to take a second, unfortunately. Come on, pure ref. You can do it. It's a fairly large document at this point, so it takes a second for it to open up. Come on. Probably also doesn't like that I'm streaming. You gonna do anything? Nope. Cool. Try that one more time. There we go. Where's the market stuff? But I think some of just like these types of things where you get the little overhanging awnings. Yeah, just a couple of those and stuff so that it's not always the same shape. You know, a little bit of the kind of tent drapery and stuff like that will help break it up. I mean, we're also going to be having a lot of, and I played around a little bit with like these. Granted, that's not using the correct material because that's using the other one. But anyways, we're gonna have a lot of drapery and stuff like that in these, and there's gonna be also some literally just looking at it, where'd it go? Some of these sails and stuff kind of coming off the top, so there'll be, you know, cooling towers and stuff like that, that are also going to be kind of catching the wind and helping cool the city. I remember now, you're the guy that dragged a picture from Pinterest into the ref app thingy. Probably. I drag images from all over the place into pure ref all the time. It is a awesome way to kind of keep track of all the stuff you're looking at for reference. Cool. And I recently did a temporary lighting pass. If you guys didn't see my last stream, time set 7 p.m. So we have some light in the city now at night. It's not like great, like some of the areas look a little bit better than others, but super temporary. But now we at least have some lighting, so at night you can actually see what's going on. It's not just the little like bar disco light show. So getting there slowly but surely. Still need to fix this area. I'm not happy with how this area is coming out. I don't know why. I feel like it needs to be tied into the market more and maybe less sprawly. And granted, I haven't messed with the terrain here, so the terrain's kind of going into places like that. But I think I'm getting away from the market theme too quickly, so I think I might bring a little bit more market into this, which might make these buildings a little bit higher. You guys seriously making an MMORPG? Sorry if I asked that before. Yeah, no, totally. Yeah, we're totally making MMO. Have you not gone to the website yet, Synth Overseer? But yeah, totally. Working on the proof of concept phase right now, which is about a dozen zones currently. And yeah, keeping to that old school kind of chunky aesthetic, to keep because we're obviously a small indie team, just makes it easier for us to build. But yeah, the city itself is that we want to do a lot with it, so that's why it's been taking so much of my attention. But we have a lot of the other zones like initially roughed out. There needs to be a lot of work, like art pass and like structural stuff done in all of those. Yeah, we've got several people on the team that have made games before. The team lead used to work on EverQuest and working on MMOs specifically for 20 years. We've got engineers that work on games. I've done smaller projects in the past. Primarily, my day job is a teacher, so I teach game design and 3D modeling and stuff like that as a day job. And then yeah, we've got people that have a bunch of different games that we've worked on in the past. But yeah, you can actually on that, if you go to the website, you can look up at the team rosters or the team members, and there's little bios that talk about what they've done in the past. Oh, you say you're good. Yeah, we're not all doing this for the first time. We all at least have some previous 3D experience, previous programming experience, previous game experience. I used to work on movie sets and stuff. Like, we all have production backgrounds in some form or the other. But yeah. Yep, previous MMO experience as well. But yeah, we've been making a decent amount of progress. It's been really nice watching this newbie yard evolve over the last couple weeks. But the grand plan, for me anyways, is to continue building out the city. Let me fly around a little bit. Finish tweaking out this district. One of the next things I'm going to be doing is getting rid of these temples and building up a better temple like complex right here, I think. Or maybe here and a little into this area. This building's going to go over to Sage side, which is kind of where our spellcasters and stuff are. So this will either be Sprawl or another temple, but this is definitely going to be more of temple. This, like I said, I think I might make that a little bit more market themed and kind of stick with the Sprawl, move some of the Sprawl type stuff over here. And then getting the park area kind of refined with our hanging gardens. And then got to build a gate here. And then this is going to be very Petra feeling. Kind of actually, for anybody who hasn't seen it. Make it brighter. So kind of like this, maybe not as large. But this is our necropolis area, which is related back to the time that temple entrance was made. So I think smaller ones kind of along here, and then this area is going to open up much larger than it is right now. But there'll be all sorts of different kind of smaller and maybe some larger, like Petra style facades that open up either into buildings that you can go into, or potentially could end up being like housing or something like that. And then some more of the temple structures that Goblin had kind of concepted out as the main buildings inside like the negative space here. Why aren't there more caster guards? Almost never see it. I don't know. It's a good question. We should probably have some more caster style guards up in like Sage side over here, because it's supposed to be more of where like our like caster guilds and stuff will be eventually. So this is actually probably going to get really revamped. I've decided that I want to attempt to have this similar structure over here. So instead of having this gorge, this part will be city. It's going to be tied to the top of this, so these two will be exactly the same, essentially. I want to play with the water as the top layer, and then instead of this being a ramp on the top, it'll be water, and each level will kind of have like a little like fountain, and then maybe some water type stuff with the greenery around here. I know I'd been talking to Ham about potentially in the lore having an aqueduct system that runs from another proof of concept zone, which we haven't really talked about a lot. But essentially it would run from there. So you'd see it running through the mountains in this zone, the next zone, and a couple zones actually. But it would essentially meet around where I'm standing now. Or actually there'd be like a cistern kind of above the necropolis, and then it would meet over here and kind of flow down. But we wanted a lot of like greenery and water kind of up in the richer areas up towards the top, and then less so as you get down. But I was yesterday really kind of trying to play around with like how can I get water elements into this, and I was also playing around with the structure, and like I didn't want it to be super uniform, but I didn't want it to be like perfectly repetitive. So I'm still messing around with the general shape. But we'll see. But yeah, so, you know, this would kind of be Petra inspired. I'm debating bringing it up into some of these kind of rock like the cliff faces up here. Because these are we're potentially going to get structures on them, but I think it might be kind of cool to bring this theme into these little areas up here, maybe a little bit onto here. We'll have to see as I get there if it works or not. But yeah, it's been nice actually, like, especially over the last couple of weeks, as this has really started to feel more and more like a city, as more and more of these streets and areas are getting fleshed out and the layouts kind of coming together. The one spot, again, I'm not super digging right now is this area. And then a lot of these things are, again, will get, you know, more treatments. So, you know, more elements with some of the structure that we've been playing around with originally. After I'm kind of done with the gray boxing and we're going on more of a actual like environment art pass. But yeah, all right, guys, it's kind of getting towards the end of my stream. Thanks for hanging out with me today. Thank you again, Unity Tech, for the raid. Appreciate it. Hi, everybody who's new. If you guys are interested in, you know, learning more about the game again, that is our... did the bot just die on me? Come on. Hold on a second. I think CloudBot somehow shut itself off. We'll fix it real quick. No, it should be on. Try it again. Well, cool. I guess all my links broke. Oh, Discord's working. Apparently the M&M one's not, though. I shared it earlier, so if you guys did want to check out the website, do check that out. The Discord, feel free to hop in. All the developers are in there. We're more than happy to answer questions. We've taken the approach of developing this in the open. So, you know, we're very upfront with where we are in development, what we're doing, how we're going about stuff. You know, really kind of making it a community event as we build up this game. So if you're interested in following more along with the development, hop into the Discord. Follow the other streamers on the team. Sean is a loving robot. Like he's the one who's worked on MMOs for the last 20 years. He used to work on EverQuest. He's got a bunch of interviews that he's done in the past with other past EverQuest developers, which are really cool. If you like game history, check those out. But his streams will do play tests. He'll kind of give overviews of what's going on. He'll do database work. He'll help me out by blocking out some of the other zones while I've been working on this zone because it's so big. And then he'll help out with animations. Zukin is our character artist. He does characters, critters, animations currently. We are looking for an animator, so if you are an animator and you're interested in helping out the project, there should be information about that on the website and in Discord. And then Goblin's our concept artist, but he'll do modeling sometimes, some animating at times, UV work, or not UV work, UI work, all sorts of stuff like that. Nick will do QA streams. He'll do database design streams, that type of thing. We also have a YouTube channel with, if this will actually work, there we go, with all of our past VODs. So if you want to get caught up on past VODs, great place to do that. And we also have a mailing list that you guys can join. You'll get updates usually around the beginning of the month with where we are in terms of our game development. We will also send out surveys once in a while, and if you are interested in helping us play test, again, we're hoping to have some limited testing done by the end of the year. That would be what you'd want to join, is the mailing list to be a part of that. Other than that, if you guys are watching on YouTube, please remember to like and subscribe, comment below and all that. It helps us get the word out about the game, so we appreciate all of that. We do read the comments and try to comment on all of them. Other than that, if you are watching on YouTube and you want to catch one of my live streams and join the live chat, somewhere in the description below should be a link to Paytas the Ranger. That's my Twitch channel. Just throw it a follow. You'll get a notification whenever I go live. And yeah, just hop on in. Always enjoy when new people hop in and chat. So Other than that, thank you to all my subscribers. Appreciate your support, and I will catch you guys on my next stream, which my stream days are now Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and Wednesday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I will catch you guys next Monday. Have a good weekend, guys. Later.